In life, whether it's a job, relationship, investment, or battlefield, there are times where, in order to survive, you're going to have to take the L, as the kids say. You're going to have to sacrifice the battle in order to win the war. It sounds easy to do, right? But it's not. No creature likes losing. No creature likes pain. But what makes humans superior creatures is the fact that we are able to weather the storm of pain in order to achieve our goal. One of my favorite lines from the Dune books literally repeats this truth in the scene where Paul is tested by the Reverend Mother, and I read, "She bent close, lowered her voice almost to a whisper. You will feel the pain in this hand within the box. Pain. But withdraw the hand, and I'll touch your neck with my gum jabbar. The death so swift. It's like the falling of the headsman's axe. Withdraw your hand, and the gum jabbar takes you, understand? What's in the box? Pain." He felt increased tingling in his hand. Pressed his lips tightly together. How could this be a test, he wondered. The tingling became an itch. The old woman said, "You've heard of animals chewing off a leg to escape a trap. There's an animal kind of trick." A human would remain in the trap, endure the pain, feigning death that he might kill the trapper and remove a threat to his kind. The itch became the faintest burning. "Why are you doing this?" he demanded. "To determine if you're human, be silent." With this video, I'm going to be throwing light on characters in fiction who are willing to sacrifice life and limb just to stay in the game. Characters who are able to weather the pain of loss for the sake of future victories. Characters who believe that no matter how bad their plans were foiled,
the sun will shine on us again.
Our first character is a conqueror, self-proclaimed savior and villain who has gone by many names, but is more commonly known as
Vandal Savage, destroyer of empire!
Savage is an immortal caveman in the DC universe. Though for some reason in the CW Flash show he was an Egyptian priest, but it doesn't matter how old he is. What has stayed consistent throughout all his iterations is his stubbornness and unrelenting desire to achieve global domination. Every version of him out there fights to achieve this goal. But for today, I'm going to focus on the version of him we get in the show Young Justice.
This is the story of man, of all mankind, of one man.
In this, he's the head of the organization called The Light, an international group made up of various criminal organizations, companies, and high-profile individuals who seek to trigger the evolution of mankind via controlled disasters, a sort of calling of the herd, if you will. Obviously, such a lofty goal will have various moving parts, and setbacks, whether by way of the unexpected or human error, are bound to occur. But Vandal and his light still stand fast in their goal. A prime example of this can be seen in the season finale of the first season of Young Justice, where Vandal's mental enslavement of the Justice League is undone by a team of young heroes. Having an asset such as that turned into a threat would throw a wrench in Vandal's plan, and when his partner tells him that they should just fight the League, he admits that doing that would kill some Leaguers, and whether or not the League remains their puppets, they're still needed for his greater plan. Like a true detective, he's willing to play the long game.
The balance
Some may even say he understands that it is necessary.
I have long-term plans, some millennia long.
Speaking of detectives, our next subject is quite obsessed with one.
I did not want you to find out this way, but I suppose what is done is done.
Detective?
No, it's not Moriarty. Rather, it's Ra's al Ghul.
Father's name was pronounced Raish, not Raz.
Raish is another villain from the DC universe, obsessed with long-term planning. He's the head of an organization called the League of Shadows, and he seeks to save the planet from mankind's anti-environmental actions. You can think of him as a twisted version of the Planeteers from Captain Planet, but instead of curbing pollution, he calls polluters.
Power is yours!
In the comic Batman One Day, Ra's al Ghul, Ra's takes out an entire room of industry heads in the most terrifying way possible. Not through brutal violence, but through patience and cold calculation. The talk is cheap. Let me show you. An energy summit offers a unique opportunity to strike at 11 industry heads in one place. However, the opportunity presented is more than simple serendipity. I arranged the summit and arranged the building fence years in advance, along with the gas leaks. To avoid suspicions about the deaths of the 11, all inside had to perish. 3,000 had to die in the convention hall.
And I always heard the Great One was such a gentleman.
Calder is another character from the DC animated series Young Justice, known more commonly as Aqualad, the sidekick of Aquaman. But in the second season of the show, he would go on an undercover mission to join his father, the criminal Black Manta's organization, as the first step to his infiltration of Vandal Savage's light. He took coordinated steps to do so, using his grief as a valid excuse for his reason to be a turncloak. He faked the murder of a friend in order to garner the trust of his new masters, the Light, and ran multiple attacks and kidnappings on the heroes and civilians. All of this just to cement his position as a reputable member of Black Manta's organization, worthy of conversing with the upper echelons of the Light.
Please allow me to officially introduce Calderon, my son.
Welcome to the light, Calderon.
He was willing to lose the respect and trust of nearly everyone he cared for.
Isn't it possible Aqualad might actually be a traitor? A triple agent?
And tangled with the possibility of being killed for the sake of his mission. If you want to know more about his time in the dark side and how his personality rationalized it, then I suggest you watch the video Aqualad Chose to Be the Villain by Venny. Just because everyone are used as examples as villains doesn't mean I'm saying wisdom is the trademark of the wicked. Rather, I've noticed that these guys always had a long-term plan in view and were willing to suffer short-term losses in order to achieve it. Or as I said in my short, a titan in the arena we call life. I must be prepared to surrender in a match so I may live to lick my wounds, learn from my mistakes, fight again, and this time win.